Hey guys, happy Monday. Yeah, Monday, I know. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving there. That's why I didn't do a video this last Friday there, because, you know, Thanksgiving, all that stuff going on. Had family over here. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. We're going to do a little bit of a layout update over here. We're going to do a little bit of a layout update slash how I do it here. We're going to be working on the end of orange here, the new section of the layout here. And you can kind of see what my thinking is right here. So this whole little industry initially, let me kind of zoom out here a little bit. You can see where the street is right there, or was planned initially. And then I was going to have like one building. This is the main line, or at least the end of the main line. And this is going to be an industry track. And we're changing that up. You can see I had my Black Rifle Coffee Company on this side of the street as sort of a non-service just building here in the area. Well, we're getting rid of that. This whole area, basically for when that little Amazon truck is right there, is going to be, what is it, FXI. This is going to be the whole industry right here. And now in the real world, because that's what we're modeling here, is trying to do a little real world thing, we're going to add another spur. And you can see my little piece of flex track right there, but that's going to come all the way down to the end here. We might have to extend this one just a little bit too. And these two tracks coming down here are going to be the industry, and they get tank cars primarily. And I'm going to get some, you know, some of that maybe a Walters kit for, you know, tank car stuff, you know, where they offload all that stuff. And then we're going to have the building there, and I think the building is going to go all the way to the end here where the spackle is, kind of thing. This whole little section right here is just going to be part of the industry parking lot, and the street is going to run right where that truck is. Basically from the end here, we'll probably maybe curve it around, I don't know, or at least angle it down over there towards the background there. So that's going to be one big industry, and what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be spackling. So I got my drywall spackle here. I like to use this stuff for sort of the ground cover. I just slather it on really quick and let it dry out, and then give it a good painting. So that's what we're doing. And then over here, we're still going to have our Westpac industry. So I was kind of running a few trains around over here. Let me grab my controller. And I was just having some fun during Thanksgiving and all that. And just running some trains for the heck of it. So we got to get this guy kind of out of the way and put away. So let me fire him up over here. Lights are on. Start backing up. We're gonna back him into the yard, nice and quick here. Also, got a little bit of news. You know, it's time to splurge on the layout here a little bit. I have got my bridge sections on order from Yankee Dabbler that are going to be going over here. We're going to be working on the Santa Ana River. The fascia is going to get, you know, cut down over here, and we'll have like the concrete Santa Ana River going through there with a bridge. So I have that on order, along with the additional turnout I needed back there to service FXI. And we'll take a little bit of a closer look over there. I don't know how long this video is going to be. It might be a long one, but you know, some people like them a little bit long, and usually when I'm working on it, I kind of splice all these things together, and we'll just, however long it is, that's how long it is. You can skip around as needed. Now we're going to cheat over here and just come into the yard right there. All right, right there is good. Let's prop the camera down over here, and well, prop the camera up a little bit. There we go. I'll get my my turnout thrown, get my track aligned, and I think we're good. Yep, there we go. We'll run into the yard here, get him out of the way, and then we'll get to Spackling. But you know, what's a train video without a little bit of trains running? You know what? Even when I'm just doing like a layout update or something, I like to run a few trains in here. Now also, yeah, like I said, I have my my Pico turnout. A lot of people ask what kind of turnouts I use. I like Pico Electrofrog. They work fine for me. I've never had any problems or anything like that. I do like the little spring-loaded, you know, spring-loaded switching, that sort of thing, because all my turnouts except for 3 are hand thrown, and the 2 back there in the cubby hole have got tortoises, and then 1 at the other end of the yard. And way down there in the corner over there has got a tortoise. But otherwise, they're all hand thrown, and that's the way it is in the real world too. All right, we'll get this guy into the yard, and then I'll reposition the camera, and we'll get to doing a little bit of spackling. We'll shut everything down over here. Yeah, I was having kind of a little bit of fun here. You could see the right there's good, Engineer Rick. You can see our hauler right here. I was running this guy around on the main line as a loop, you know, in this whole section right there, and then I was just kind of running this guy out just for the heck of it, you know, trying to kind of avoid him in different, you know, kind of runarounds and stuff like that. Anyway, let's go ahead and shut this guy down. All right, looking good. Now I'm reposition over here, and before I do that, yeah, you can see I've got one of my older turnouts here. This is like an Atlas turnout. Now it's a left-hand turnout, and that's what I got, and it's going to go right inside of here. Make sure you can see that. We'll position it all good so it all makes a nice smooth curve, but the left turnout's going to come down this way to connect up to the rest of the rail, and then we're going to have our whatever, you know what I mean. We're going to have our additional industry track coming all the way down to the end here. All right, let's get to spackling. All righty. So first thing we're going to do is kind of figure out where the heck we're going to have our road, which, like I said, it's going to come across here because we're going to spackle right across it. Even though I don't have the track right over here, we'll leave a little spot over here where we can, you know, put the track down. But in between the trees right here is where it's going to go. So I'm just going to grab, I don't know, any kind of pencil or something just to get a general idea here. Kind of where the road's going to go, something like that. Good enough. All right, let's get everything out of the way here. Get our trees out. Get all this stuff out of here. All right, and I am going to measure the road because I do kind of want to keep it at least, you know, similar. I'm running, what am I running here? Let me measure my other road here, like about 4 inches or something. Let me think. What is that? Yeah, about 4.5 inches or so. So 4.5 inches. I got my ruler right here. Yeah, it's about right. Let's go from there to there. And then we're just gonna sort of leave this spot empty. And then I'm coming over here. Just get a rough idea here. 4.5 is right about there, just so I know how far I'm going here. And we'll get a better line on it. Because I don't want to go into the past it here. Something like that. All right, there's one. There's the other mark. All right, there we go. I got a good idea there. All right, and I've got my spackle all opened up and everything. Now, we'll, after we spackle in here, because I'm not just going to slather it all the way over, I'm going to leave a little bit here for, you know, a little bit of dirt, little trees and things like that. But then the rest of this is all getting covered up. So, got my good spackle, and where's my spackling thing here? Ooh, this stuff's like fun. Look at that. Eee. It's like playing with Play-Doh again here. Yeesh. Yeah, and we're going to go all the way across. I got to get these rocks out of the way because we're going to go right down to the, right across these rails here. Ooh, look at that stuff. Yummy. Where do I start? I don't know. get it across the road here at least. And this is all background stuff, so it's not that important. I mean, you don't have to be perfect, is what I mean. Ooh, there we go. So much for that. Ouchie. All right, that looks good there. That looks good there. And what I do is I come back and I sand this anyway, so, all right, good enough. Now, once this stuff kind of dries a little bit, you can always come back and what I do is I just kind of cut the little ends off and take these off before they completely dry. I don't even know if you can see that. Yeah. Yeah, so even though it's just kind of looking pretty sloppy here, I'll come back with a straight edge and just kind of cut it with an X-Acto and take off some of the ends here. Well, that's what you get for having a cheap plastic deal. Now this is going to be pretty thin right here. I'll try to be a little bit careful and follow that along. Like so. And yeah, like I was saying, we're going to come back and sand all of this, but I do want to get a little bit towards sort of the ends of the road here. All right, and then we'll leave that spot open because we're going to be laying our track right through here. Go. Just right over the top of everything. Slather it in there. Reposition you there just a little bit. Trying to find my line here. Sure I get it all the way to the ends. Try not to make a ginormous mess, but sometimes you can't help that. Get in there. Something like that. That'll work. Right to the end. Where's my street end? Right there. I want to cover up the points right here. And you're going to go right to the fascia here. There we go. All right, that's good enough. I think maybe just a little bit more right here. Yeah, because then we'll cut it right there. All right, that's good. Right there. Whew. Now comes even more fun. Since we're going to have our track sort of running through here, I just want to get a general feel for sort of how far right here I got to go. So someplace right there. And where's my straight edge? Oh, there it is. There we go. Just kind of line it up. I'm lining it up straight with this guy right here, because like I said, we're going to have different stuff over here. Hopefully you can see that. Let's make a straight line right there. Something like that, and then something like that. Alright, let's get all this stuff out of the way here. We'll get our boxes out of the way. And let's reposition here. Right over the right over all of the stuff we just put in. All right, ooh, there's gonna be a lot right here. This road is not there, so now this should go pretty quick, I think. We'll see. I think I'll start at the back here, because really I'm just putting a very thin layer right here, because once this dries up, it'll be all white, and then we're just gonna, you know, paint over it. Just trying to get the general parking lot done. And even though I've got the other ground cover on here, once we sand it, it'll come up looking, you know, looking like asphalt. Just kind of want to get a nice smooth layer here. I'm figuring there'll be a kind of driveway in here where the trucks pull in at some point, so we'll just stick one in there, something like that. Where am I going here? Yeah, right there. Ooh, look at that. Fun stuff. This is like the Bob Ross moment. You gotta, sometimes you have happy little accidents. And the nice thing about using this stuff, as opposed to just, what do you call it? As opposed to just, make sure you can see that, as opposed to just doing it right on the foam board, is you do get all this little kind of texture and stuff like that. I think right there's good. Ooh, look at that. That looks nice if I left that, but it's a little bit too rough. But like I said, we're going to come over the top of this. As I start screwing it all up, we're going to come over the top of this and sand it once it's dry a little bit. And then let's keep on going here from the very back end here. Most of this will be covered up with the building anyway. You're not going to be able to really see back here, but just kind of trying to get the parking lot, and at least the building's actually going to be sitting right here anyway, so I probably don't even need to do it, but you never know, because plans change. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover it with pavement anyway. Hopefully I'm not blocking your view there. Ugh, little bits of it are dropping all over the place here. Let's come over here. Alright, there we go. I'm being a little bit more sort of delicate right here because I know that this is obviously what you're going to be looking at. So we'll try to keep it semi-clean, but we're going to come back and, you know, put in a little bit more ballast, a little bit more ground cover, all that kind of stuff. So we can always clean up little bits that we screw up. Alright, there we go. And again, this is pretty much all going to be covered up with the building right here, so I'm just going to get a thin coat on it. Make sure there's no big, you know, gouges or anything like that. Because you never know, I may change my mind. Alright, I think, come on, one little spot right there I want to get. Alright, we'll smooth this out. Now I think with this stuff you could actually spritz it with a little water if it starts drying, especially if you lay it. If you lay it really thin, you can see where it's already starting to dry and turning white right here. But I'm actually going to leave this because I'm curious to see how the texture is going to look once we get the you know, get it sanded and everything like that. So, all right, that's it. Look at that. We got our industry paved and our street pretty much paved right over here. We just got to do a little cleanup work and stuff like that. Well, and clean this stuff up here. So let me put the camera down here. I'm kind of cockeyed here, but try to get this cleaned up. And oh, one other thing, if you stuck around this long, I was talking about all the stuff I bought. So I got a Pico turnout, and I got plenty of flex track already on hand. Let me just put a cover on this sucker. Don't drop anything. I dropped something right in the street. Oh well. All right. Put that in there. So, yeah. So I do have a Pico left-hand turnout over here that's going to be coming, getting spliced into there. So that's on order. The bridge for the Santa Ana River right there is on order. And what else did I get? Oh yeah, the big thing. I got a new locomotive. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but we're going to go a little bit old school. I'll give you a little hint. And it's not UP, so, but it's going to be fun. I can't wait to do some switching with it. All right, guys, that's how I do it right here. It was kind of like part one because I got to let it dry and stuff like that. And I do want to at least post a video here. And in the next part, this should all be dried up. We'll give it a little bit of sand, a little bit of paint, and see what it looks like. All right, guys, till next time, I hope you enjoyed this little rambling and plastering layout update type video here. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Oh, and let me know what you think my new locomotive is. Ooh, I can't wait.